fans, brews, and Broncos news.
What's up, Broncos country? My name is Kevin. Welcome to an episode of Bourbon, Broncos, and No BS, guys. First off, right off the bat, if you heard us hyping up some news that Jeff Legwold from ESPN was going to be here tonight, I am sorry to tell you he had to cancel tonight due to some family things. We are going to have him on the show. We're planning on next week, Tuesday, July 9th, so make sure you're there. Watch out for videos. We'll be putting out some information on that to confirm it with everyone. But I did not want to leave you guys hanging tonight because it is the last month without any football games for this year, and it is time to celebrate. We got the 4th of July right around the corner, guys. It is time to talk some Broncos. So put in the chat some of the things you're talking about your the Broncos with tonight, whether it's, things you're saying to friends, things you're hearing on the news, whatever you want to talk about. I want to hear it from you guys and have some fun to start off this season. So let's see what we got here so far. Clayton, Clayton, it is so good to see you, man. It's been a while, dude. Let's see what you got on your head as well. On your mind anyway, I should say. As you know, if you've been watching this show for long enough, we take a bit of an off season here at Bourbon Broncos and No BS. And so when we start to get back into it this time of year, we're a little not very fresh when it comes to everything going on. So bear with me as we try to get back into the swing of things. But let's talk some Broncos, guys. The big thing that everybody obviously wants to hear about and get some final, just some concrete information on is the quarterback position, right? Bo Nix, Jared Stidham, those are probably the two main ones. Zach Wilson, I would say you can throw his name out unless he just does something spectacular during training camp and rises above Jared Stidham. I just don't see him being on the team much longer. But Bo Nix, just like Clayton has here, man, Bo Nix is the guy that we are really watching for and waiting to see what he does. Everything that we're hearing, guys, from what I'm hearing, from things I'm reading, I'm sure you're seeing all the same stuff, is that Bo Nix is actually, quite a bit ahead of normal, regular rookies. Whether that's, an extra year of playing in college, whether that's just his age being like 1 or 2 years older coming out of college than pretty much everyone else. I think there's a real maturity factor there that just a lot of players don't have, right? Those couple extra years can really build into some confidence, into some maturity, and that's just going to translate onto the field. One of the biggest things was looking for a quarterback that can pick up Sean Payton's playbook fairly quickly and really digest it, understand it, internalize it, and basically be the opposite of Russell Wilson, right? Because that's what we were seeing for the longest time, was just Russell Wilson not able to adapt to Sean Payton's playbook. The first 5 games of the season was proof of that. Sean Payton then had to go back and readjust how he was doing things for Russell Wilson to be able to pick up steam, get some confidence, put something together, right? If you remember how bad the first 5-6 weeks of the season were, you've probably forgot it because it was that bad. Okay, so if you dig down in there a little bit, you'll be like, oh yeah, that really did suck, right? So Bo Nix, the stories from some of the field day practices, whatever, his senior day kind of thing that he was going through, and the Broncos had an extra workout with Bo Nix. It was one of the big takeaways was how quickly he was able to pick up Sean Payton's playbook, at least through whatever amount they gave him to study for, in a couple days time. Or whatever it was, he was able then to get going. And so, that speaks a lot to, if Sean Payton is confident in that aspect of Bo Nix, then I'm confident that everything else will come along with time. Clayton, we want to talk about some corners as well. So we'll get back to some quarterback talk if we have some more questions, guys. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Kevin. Again, if you're waiting for Jeff Legwold, I have to apologize. He had to cancel on us tonight, but don't leave yet. We are planning on having him back next week, July 9th, at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So make sure you guys come back next week and check that out. He's been on the show before. Love having him. Looking forward to having him. And so you guys can ask him some questions there as well. And it's not just me and my mug here that you guys have to look at. So Clayton, as for the corners, really think they're going to shine with Jim Leonhard coaching them. Absolutely can't wait. Our corners are speedy, physical, and can tackle. Look, I completely agree. I think one of the big things we're worried about is some drop off from, you can call it production from the defense, or the ability to be as strong a defense as they were in the past, right? One of the big ones, Justin Simmons, still inside with the team, but not with the Broncos, right? There was all the rumors of other trades we were looking at possibly making. So far, Pat Surtain still on the Broncos. We're hoping to keep it that way, right? But just in general, I think you're right. Jim Leonhard is just, I've heard great things about him. I can't say that I can speak very intelligently to his past, but I think when I have more trust and confidence in a coaching staff like we have now, I have more faith in the people that they bring in, right? And that's one of the questions that I'm going to want to ask Jeff Legwold myself next week is, what is the culture like in the building compared to when it was under previous head coaches over the past basically 10 years now, right? Is this a culture that is back on track, is doing the right things? People are talking, they're coming together as a team. And what does that look like? So, the fact that we are bringing in these people, this is Sean Payton's second year. He's building his team up, his front office, all the coaches and all the support staff around him. And I think it's just going to get better and better and better. Look, we finally have an adult running the show. And I think that we saw that last year, at least in snippets. And now this year, I think we're going to see even more of that as the year goes along. People are, learning the playbook more. You're going to have something that resembles a just more traditional Sean Payton offense and team. And so we're going to have to see what that does. Keith, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Hopefully the defense could be better than last year. I agree. Again, you're just seeing some of these young guys getting more experience over time. I know inside linebacker has been an issue with us. I know we've made some signings. Pass rusher, we got I can't remember his name from the other American Football League that we have here that just started up. I can't remember what that's referred to anymore because that slipped my mind. But we are making some signings, right? We're trying to address the problems that we've been saying have been there for years. Inside linebacker is one of them. Pass rush, we haven't had pass rush, a really scary pass rush since Von Miller, right? Bradley Chubb was decent, okay, but then we had to move on from him. And since then, the Frank Clark debacle and everything that happened last year, and I can't remember who the other guy is that we signed that was going to be, a big name that just totally flopped, So we've had some setbacks, both offense and defense, but I think these guys are going to be on the right path. Anyway, that's kind of what, every fan in the NFL right now is like, our team's going to be, better than they were last year. And just saying the Broncos can't do much worse, right? So we'll see what they can do with a competent coaching staff, with a team that's really blending together, quarterback that is talented and still, you say, oh, he's like, what, 25? Oh, he's 24, 25. He's too old. Come on. He's not that old, guys. He's not that old. Clayton, oh yeah, our defense top 5 for real. Offense top 10. Okay, so here we go. This is where we start really looking at what is possible and what is not. What is feasible, I would say. If you have Bo Nix starting this year, you're probably off to a really rough start of the season. Just a lot of rookie mistakes. Don't see them doing what the Texans did last year. Okay, guys, if you're looking for that kind of result from the Broncos, you're just not going to see it because that is a once in a generation kind of a team. New head coach, or it was a first-time head coach, rookie quarterback, and they made some serious noise. I just don't see the Broncos being that team this year. Could be wrong. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong, and they go out there and they just win 12, 13 games. But really what you're seeing is let's temper our expectations for this rookie. It's hard enough coming into Denver as a quarterback when the expectations that are upon you from the Broncos fans, right? Between John Elway and Peyton Manning, and the fact that it's been basically 10 years since we've been any sort of decent football team, there's a lot of pressure to go out there and perform. But we also have to remember that we have got to find a guy that's going to be with us for 10 plus years. Okay, so we need to have Bo Nix develop. We need to have it play out, have them do it in a very intelligent way with a lot of forethought and planning behind it to set him up for success. So we're going to see what happens there. If it's Jared Stidham starting for the Broncos, I think you're going to see the same result for the first half of the season, us just not doing well at all, maybe picking up 2 wins or so. And then the second half of the season, that's when you throw out Bo Nix, and then you're going to see the rookie mistakes from Bo Nix. And right, so I would rather have Bo Nix start at the beginning of the season, get those rookie mistakes out of the year. So the second half of the year, he's kind of fine-tuning some things, cleaning some things up, and really kind of taking us down the stretch to set us up with more confidence heading into the offseason. All right. So I know I'm kind of putting a whole next season to a nutshell here, but this is what I'm expecting. Rough half to the first year, better half to the second year with Bo Nix starting that whole time, and then leaving the season with 6, maybe 7 wins. I don't know. I want to hear what you guys say. I don't know what you guys have to say. Let's see. Clayton, glad to be back, man. We're going to pick up the pace here throughout the month. Every Tuesday, we're going to be doing something. We might be doing a Bourbon Broncos No BS a la carte. Something like this where I'll be live for 15, 20 minutes just to kind of say hi to you guys, get some conversation going. But remember, Tuesday nights are our main show. Make sure you follow us on YouTube and Facebook and all those other places. We're putting out videos multiple times throughout the week. And Jeff Legwold being here next week is going to be awesome. If you guys have never had a chance to talk with Jeff Legwold, you would love him. He is a super nice guy. And we're excited to be, have him here on our show to allow you all to ask him some questions. I mean, I'm just saying, like, how many other podcasts out there allow you to ask questions to their guests? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that other shows aren't good. I'm just saying that we're kind of the only ones that do it. So make sure you guys come back. Jerry, dude, good to see you, man. Maybe this year, Jerry, how about this? I want to make a bet with you, Jerry. If the Broncos win 10 games, this year, you have to swap over to Team Visor for a season. How's that sound? Let me know what you think. I really want to win you over, man. And if I have to do it through a bet, I'll do it, man. So Team Visor all the way. Jerry is a holdout, but we'll see what we can do. Clayton with the stars. Hey, guys, if you want to donate to us, definitely appreciate it. Don't feel like you have to, but we do appreciate your support, everyone tuning in. Clayton, you are a huge, huge fan. Thank you so much. D-Rock, I missed your comment up here, man. Sorry about that. Broncos cannot afford to have Bo Nix crash out and burn like Zach Wilson. Sit him for Stidham. So this is, I'm conflicted because half of me really, really, really believes what you're saying. The other half of me really wants to throw him out there and start getting him that experience. And I think the reason I'm leaning towards that side, D-Rock, is because of the things I'm hearing about his maturity, how he's already he feels and looks and plays like a pro. People aren't really saying that, he has work to do. Just everything I'm hearing about him is talking about how he's above where other rookies tend to be right out of the draft. And that's what's giving me confidence that we could throw him out there and have him succeed. Yeah, probably fail a little bit early on, but build him up and succeed. Zach Wilson was not that type of character. In fact, he is still, I think, way less mature than Bo Nix is in just personality, football player wise. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been traded. All that stuff with the Jets wouldn't have gone down the way it did. Not saying he's not a bad guy. So Zach Wilson, if you're watching, sorry, man, I'm not saying you're a bad guy. I'd love to have a drink with you sometime. Hit me up. We'll go hang out, grab some of the other players, and we can have a good time. But fact of the matter is, I think Bo Nix is more mature than your normal rookie. Normal rookie, yes, 100%. If you have someone for them to sit behind for half a season or whatever the case is, do it. But I think in this case, it might actually be more beneficial to throw out Bo Nix to start the season. Jarrett Stidham just isn't going to do anything for us. Like he's not going to push our team in any direction. We know what he's capable of. We've seen him at his best the last 2 games that he started for us last season. That is Jarrett Stidham's ceiling. I do not see him having anything further than that ability, right? So I think there's more downside for having Stidham get all those first team reps, going out there, leading the team during those games. And Bo Nix, like, what is he really, really, really gaining if he's sitting behind Jarrett Stidham? He's not gaining maturity. He kind of, from what we're hearing, he's already pretty mature. He's not, necessarily learning the playbook still. If he's picking up the playbook as quickly as Sean Payton, everyone else is saying, then that shouldn't be a problem either. So what's the real reason for keeping him on the bench, right? Does he need to adjust to the NFL speed of things, the flow of the week and the practices? If there's a real concern there, by all means, I mean, I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to go with whatever the coach says is their decision. But from what I'm seeing from the viewpoint of the fan, it seems to me like there's more beneficial usage of Bo Nix being out there on the field to start the season versus let Jarrett Stidham play for a little bit. So, yeah, D-Rock, there it is. I was hoping somebody would follow up with the the joke there. I like it, man. I like it. You know what, Jerry? Okay. I'll if the Broncos win 10 games this season, we'll get you on team ball cap, and that's a good middle ground. I'll take it, man. I'll make sure the other guys know too, so that we can remember together. Keith, I think we need some more tight ends. I've only heard about the one guy. Yeah, so that was one of the big areas coming out of the draft that a lot of pundits and talking heads said that the Broncos missed out on, right? I agree. I think there were maybe some opportunities for tight end that the Broncos missed out on, especially in the first round. I mean, you could have gotten one of those guys instead of Bo Nix and then waited for next year to maybe get a quarterback. But we don't know how the season is going to go. We don't know if we're going to be in the top 5, top 10 picks. I'm not smart on any draft class in terms of college football, let alone this next year. I know that the talk is probably pretty much going to be the Sanders coming out of Colorado, CSU or whatever up there. CU Buffs. Sorry, somebody's going to kill me for making that mistake. So he's going to be like the number 1 guy, right, quarterback wise. So did the Broncos miss on taking a tight end in the draft? Yeah. Did they take maybe whatever they felt was the better player at the time? Look, this team is going to need 2 to 3 years of really solid building to get them to a place of not just talking about if we'll make it to the playoffs, but have it be more of a conversation of how far into the playoffs we're going to make it, right? Are we a Super Bowl caliber team? Right now, we are at least 2 to 3 more years away from that. And that's going to take some really solid drafts. It's going to take the team staying healthy, learning together, growing together, getting some good free agent signings where we can. It's just going to take time. And so I don't want anyone to panic that, we didn't get a tight end. We didn't get, the defensive line, blah, 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 blah. Inside linebacker is still a problem. There are still a lot of holes on this team. Okay. Totally understand and totally agree with you. But tight end is probably going to be something that we're just really lacking this year. You're probably going to see it in a couple different ways. I don't know how they're going to use it. I know with, our running back room, I think we can really utilize them for some blocking to help out, whereas we don't necessarily have a blocking tight end right now. But we're going to have to really look to see what the plan is for these guys and wait to see how training camp goes, see what kind of positions they're in, see what kind of generic plays they're running, but how are they utilizing these guys? And then just wait till the start of the season and see how it turns out. So, D-Rock, tight end room is by far the worst. You could say that the quarterback room is the worst. I'm not there. I'm saying, look, we got Bo Nix. Let's not count the guy out before we give him a chance. But the tight end room is hurting, and it's probably just going to be what it is this year. That's probably going to be, assuming Bo Nix works out this year, or at least earns himself a second year back. Okay. Tight end is probably going to be one of the top positions from what I'm seeing right now. You could expect depending on where we fall in the draft, a round 1 or round 2 draft pick from of a tight end. So we'll see. Like I said, guys, this is going to be a growing year. This is probably the first honest to God rebuild year for the Broncos. This type of activity should have happened after not Paxton Lynch, basically the Paxton Lynch year, right? We didn't draft a quarterback very smartly. John Elway made another bust of a pick, and we just kept our mentality of we're just a couple players away. We're 1 or 2 players away from being able to get back to the Super Bowl, not just the playoffs. Like they're talking about, we want to get back to the Super Bowl, and that's why you saw us, shelling out these huge contracts for free agents that never panned out. We're always injury prone, lasted 1 or 2 years, and then they were gone. And we're starting that over and over and over again. That was a failure of leadership from, John Elway. Appreciate everything you've done for the team between the 3 Super Bowls, bringing Peyton Manning to town and everything. It was a failure of John Elway. It was a failure of the ownership group. We didn't have an owner. So all this stuff that we've been going through the last 10 years or so, guys, it has been incredibly unfair, because what we're seeing right now is what should have been taking place after the Super Bowl 50 year. Trevor Siemian, if we wanted to keep that, see what those guys did the year after the Super Bowl. But after that, it was pretty clear that we were not just a couple players away from getting back to the Super Bowl, right? It was time to wipe the slate clean, start from scratch, and we never truly did that. So that's what you're seeing here now, guys, and it's just going to take another couple years of patience. Now, I have faith with this ownership group. We don't know about the GM. This is kind of a make or break year for him. But with Sean Payton as well running the team, I think we have a lot of really good, experienced people that are focused on winning and not just making money, right? So let's see what they can do with this team. It's a very young team. It's a very dynamic team, and see what they can do. It's going to be fun to watch, though. Let's see. Clayton, very excited for the team. Broncos country should be as well. Yes, let's get excited. 1 more month without football, guys. Training camp starts at the end of the month. It is going to be awesome. Travis, how you doing, good sir? It would be an indictment of the whole front office if Bo doesn't start week 1. Yes, besides injury. What other reason would there be? Don't give me the Stidham and Wilson, so much upside. Yeah, okay. So, look, I agree that I think I even said this on a show earlier on at the beginning, after the draft, our post-draft show. I even was saying something very similar to you, Travis. If Bo Nix isn't starting week 1, we have a serious problem, because we set out to get the guy that is going to make a positive impact on the team day 1. Again, just Bo Nix is not going to learn anything from Jarrett Stidham. I don't want Bo Nix learning anything from Jarrett Stidham. Okay, maybe where's the cafeteria? Where's the closest bathroom from here? Whatever, hey, what's good on the menu on Wednesdays? But I don't want Bo Nix really learning anything football-wise from Jarrett Stidham, because Jarrett Stidham's ceiling is, we've seen it. So let's get out there. Let's see what Bo Nix can do. Travis, I agree. There's going to be very serious concern and some very serious questions as to what's the reason behind Bo Nix not starting. We would hear, though, we just want to give him time to adjust and acclimate to the team and the environment. Okay, but what's the upside to that, compared to the downside of having him sit? Now, he's not doing anything, just sitting there, not getting those first team reps. He needs as much time with the first line players as freaking possible, right? Give him all that stuff, 80% of the first team reps during training camp. Throw him out there, get him as much playing time as reasonable during preseason, and then week 1, boom, dude, you're out there, go get us some touchdowns. So we'll see. That's the thing, is we'll see. Everything that I'm hearing points to Bo Nix starting. There are a couple people out there saying Jarrett Stidham will start, but everything I'm hearing and seeing tends to lead me to believe that Bo Nix will be starting week 1. Give him experience, Jerry. Exactly. Bo Nix sitting on the sideline is not going to do anything. It's not going to give him experience. It's not going to do anything for him. He has got to get out there. He's got to get hit. He's got to feel how fast the game actually is compared to college, and he has got to bump up his game, but he is not going to do that sitting on the bench. Clayton, Bo has a ton of game experience that really helps him. So he has been clutch in games and more. Completely agreed there, man. It's been good to see what he's done, and he deserved to get drafted in the first round. I think his age is what had him drop down to us, but again, a couple years older. We're not talking about somebody who's 6, 7, 8 years older, right? We're not somebody who's like, oh, he's like 30 years old out of college. Like, why would you draft somebody that's 30 years old out of college? That's not the case here, guys, right? So let's give him a break. Let's see. What is the deal with Dulcich? He's always hurt. I haven't heard any major updates from him. We'll be interested to see what he does, if he's active during training camp at all, and getting into the start of the season, though. I would say if this is another year of him being hurt, just another player on the revolving door of tight ends for the Broncos. We'll have to see what happens there, guys. So, hey, let's do this, guys. It is 7:30. We've been talking about 30 minutes. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, we're just going to be doing these short shows on Tuesday called Bourbon Broncos No BS a la carte. Give you a little taste and preview for the upcoming season. But full show next Tuesday night, July 9th, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Again, I know I said Jeff Legwold will be here tonight. Fortunately, we're unable to make that happen just due to some conflicts that came up for him. But we did reschedule that. We're looking to have him on next Tuesday night. So make sure you're following us on YouTube, watching for those videos that are coming out where we'll announce all that stuff. If you're planning on going to training camp, especially the first day, I'll be there, probably doing some shows, getting some interviews from people. So let me know if you're planning on going to training camp. Preseason games, we'll be doing all the tailgating stuff and everything at the Flagman tailgate in the southern part of the Lot C, I believe it was. So guys, it's gonna be fun. Football season's right around the corner. Get ready for it. Appreciate you all tuning in here tonight, guys. It's been fun. I've missed you all, and really appreciate the turnout. So I'm gonna leave you with that, guys, tonight. Enjoy the rest of your week. Just start relaxing. Hopefully, you get some time off for the 4th of July. Enjoy the time with your families, your friends. Stay safe. Please do not hold on into any fireworks while you light them. I don't need to hear you people are having hard time typing messages to me because you lost some fingers. Okay, so let's be safe. Hey guys, with that being said, go Broncos. It is basically the start of 2024 football season with training camp right around the corner. Lots of football talk coming your way from all of us here at Bourbon Broncos and No BS. So don't miss out. With that said, guys, I'm done talking. I don't think there's anything left for me to say other than to end this as I always do on a very strong Go Broncos. Take care, guys.
Do what I like, yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sip and go, sip is right, and I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow, cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go, in the zone, here I go, in the zone, here I go, yeah, they know I'm a pro.